The Bank of St. Lucia, for every St. Lucian. Bank of St. Lucia, all the bank you need.
It's the Dominica Jazz and Creole Festival 2019, May 3rd to May 5th. Come over and experience the sounds of Tony Chazot, featuring Ronald Toole, Michael Olivo, Christophe Negrete and Alan Tracias, Mel, Johan Chuckery, and the Smith Brothers. The Dominica Jazz and Creole Festival 2019, with a festive fusion of jazz and Creole music, food and culture. May 3rd to May 5th. Come over and experience Dominica.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
Enhance can be purchased at Citygate Bar, the CDC opposite the market, Dexter's Car Wash on Chaussee Road, Plants Place on the Dennery Highway, Arlette Supermarket in Soufriere, the Release Stress Bar on the Labrie Highway, and Cool Joint Bar in Victoria, Choiseul.
You can get your Enhance at Prio's Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop, opposite the Gurzile Bus Stop. Prio's Bar and Grill in Corinth, Gurzile.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
Introducing McDowell's Moringa, a natural supplement made from the Moringa oleifera, which contains more than 92 nutrients and 46 types of antioxidants. Moringa is said to cure about 300 diseases and almost have all the vitamins found in fruits and vegetables. Moringa contains 30 anti-inflammatories, 18 amino acids, and 9 essential amino acids. Moringa nourishes the immune system, promotes healthy circulation, supports normal glucose levels, contains natural anti-aging benefits, provides anti-inflammatory support, promotes healthy digestion, promotes heightened mental clarity, boosts energy without caffeine, encourages balanced metabolism, promotes softer skin, provides relief from acne, and supports normal hormone levels. Moringa has no documented side effects. Moringa, the miracle herb, available at Health Service Center.
I want to go big.
It's the return of Nostalgia Big People's Party at Celsius on Saturday, April 27th. Come and enjoy an evening of new and back-in-time music with DJ Shortman and his crew. Admission $15. Come party in air-conditioned comfort. Drink special on all house brands. Lots of giveaways. Doors open from 6 p.m. Dress code enforced. Celsius is located on Marie Therese and Church Street in Groseille.
Club Celsius and MBC Real FM presents DJ Webby's Country and Western Birthday Bash, happening on Sunday, April 21st at Club Celsius in Groseille. Music by DJ Malin, DJ Timmy, DJ Max, St. Lucia's only female country and western DJ, DJ A, and the Grandmaster of Country, DJ Webby. Kickoff time 7 p.m. onwards. Admission $10. Drinks will be on special all night. Also, door prizes to be won. DJ Webby's Country and Western Birthday Bash. Be there.
Take me to heaven and take me tonight, but whatever you do, baby, don't take your hands off my heart.
Why are you suffering from aches, pains, and illnesses? When there's help for you at Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains, and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems, such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes, and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild. The power to heal, the future of pain relief.
Don't let the flu virus keep you down. Call Health Service Center for an appointment at 453-6417. We have some of the most effective natural medicines for all colds and flus.
It started off as a little girl's dream. Occupying this seat was no easy feat. Early mornings and long nights. It all started here, on this step, in this small fishing community. Take a walk. You'll see mothers balancing work and family. Men doing all they can to provide. Young people finding their voice, their passion, their purpose. Everyone with a story to tell, a story worth telling. It's not the glamour, the lights, camera, or action that moves me. What moves me is the people I can impact daily, empowering the marginalized factions of society, the merging of cultures to bring a dynamic perspective to regional journalism, changing a life in 4 minutes. Women, children, community. That is the objective. I am Jade Brown, news editor and anchor of MBC Prime.
MBC Prime, weeknights from 7:30 p.m. only on MBC TV and Real FM.
Uptown's Liquor. Not only is Uptown's Liquor home to the largest selection of spirits, but also an exclusive variety of groceries. Uptown's Liquor, serving you from 1975, is proud to offer some of the world's most exclusive spirits, with over 1,000 spirits and wines available. At Uptown's Liquor Store, we strive to offer an incredible selection of liqueurs and spirits. We are always looking for new favorites and local treats with a well-tended liquor section. We have what customers are looking for at the best prices in town. Everything from basics to Hennessy, Scotch, vodka, tequila, rum, cognac, and wines. We focus on having an excellent range of products suited for functions, home liquor cabinets of the everyday person, or the eclectic bar. So when you're thinking of your next party or feast, Uptown Liquor, you can't forget. Uptown's Liquor. We have you covered under one liquor umbrella.
Looking for a place to host your next event? Celsius is now open for rent. Don't miss out on this fully air-conditioned, comfortable, spacious venue. For more information, call 485-9818. Celsius is located on Marie Therese and Church Street in Gross Island.
You're watching MBC.
Good evening, folks. Welcome to another episode of the program, Can I Help You? I'm your host, Richard Frederick. I think we're in for many, many good things tonight. And I realize that we're already hitting 350 views on the internet before we even start. So I know that this show is very well anticipated. I promise you that there will be lots that you will hear of, you will hear about, that you never knew. Let me start off by saying good night to Jeanette. Jeanette of Jeanette's Place in Lafayette. Her mother passed away, was buried on Monday. I attended the funeral. Jeanette did not seem to have been looking well at all. Jeanette took this very, very hard. I'm just hoping, Jeanette, that you recover very, very well. Let me say good night to Louise, to Sherry, and to everybody else. I want to say good night to Miss Bridget of Marisol, who assured me that she's listened to every show since I started. Miss Bridget said, man, look, I listened to your show, I enjoyed it. So I want to say good night to you. I want to say good night to the folks from Durham who attended the funeral as well, especially the little red-skinned lady, Tisha bin Boswep, who I want to say good night to Paul K, who lives in Moshi, but he's originally from Ansari, and his Madam Kieran. Good night to the two of you. Let me say good night to a very, very good friend of mine. He used to work with me, Curtis. And Lucia, good night. Curtis, a.k.a. Georgie Puel. Good night to you, Curtis. Good night to all the guys who work with Bryce and Company. My nephew, Vicky, good night to you. Let me also say good night to Brother Kali. Kali, I know it's your birthday today, Kali. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kali. Happy birthday to you. I know you are a supporter of the government, Kali, but I know you don't like what is going on. You don't like what is going on. And that is why I like to speak with you. You approximate objectivity in your deliberations. Take care, my brother. Let me also say good night to another person, Kakapul, over in Maryland, USA. Kakapul, I understood it's your birthday tonight. We want to send you greetings from St. Lucia. May you have many, many birthdays to come, Linus, okay? And last but not least, the folks at Barron's Drive. Nima, good night to you. The folks at Barron's Drive in Soufre, I want to say a special good night to you all, Timam, Miss Lucy and everybody else. Lily in Soufre, Golda Mayor, Lucky Albert, Mr. Cagney and all those other people in Soufre. By the way, Sam Oji, good night to you. Folks, tonight I want to deal with a myriad of issues. I want to deal with the Pajo letter and Guy's explanation or lack thereof in relation to this letter. I want to further substantiate how St. Lucia is becoming, or has become rather, a territory for friends, family, and foreigners. Friends, family, and foreigners seem to get 95% of what the state have to offer, whilst the 5% is left for the other 170,000 mendicants to share among themselves. That's what Shastny called us, didn't he? I also want to enlighten you folks on the circumstances surrounding the resignation or non-resignation of Ubaldas, and who set Ubaldas up. This thing is bigger than Ubaldas. Bigger than Ubaldas. And I just heard a statement from the Attorney General's chambers. They have launched an investigation. By the time I finish tonight, there will be no need for an investigation. None. Because you all are seeking to buy time. But that's for later on. But I want to start off with Guy Joseph, folks. Let me first say that Guy really believes he is a fox and he can wiggle his way out of any situation by attempting to deceive the masses. Now, while saying this, I heard Stephenson King saying something to the effect that his ministry is a service ministry and he does not have capital projects. Since when a ministry that have been from time immemorial called Ministry of Communication and Works been a service ministry? Since when? And King said that they shall not be undertaking any capital projects because he doesn't carry the Ministry of Economical. I don't want to believe this. That's the place they take out Guy, where all the money was. But all of a sudden, the ministry has no capital projects. That's another show. That is another show. But I was saying, folks, Guy Joseph believes that each and every St. Lucian is a fool. It is a fact that Guy Joseph wrote this letter. It is a fact that Guy Joseph signed the letter. It is a fact that Guy Joseph issued the letter hoping that some kind of foolish lender, some stupid person with money to burn would have acted on the basis of that letter. I got hold of the letter long after it was circulated. I can clearly say, and you all know I can clearly say I was not the first to have received or who licked the letter. In fact, after I first showed the letter on television, I got a call from a permanent secretary. And the permanent secretary asked me, why am I so late on this one? So I asked the PS, what you mean? The PS said to me, when they saw that letter, they called another PS. They both looked at the letter and read the letter together again, and they were totally shocked. So that PS is saying to me, he found it strange that the letter had taken so long to get to me. Yes, folks, Makoneta here about let, but yet the useless lump of protoplasm, where it come from again? It come from Denry Valley. The useless lump of protoplasm that sings in church, calls Jesus' name, and oh God, while saying this, Father Goodman, I must tell you, the responsibilities of research has had me. And honestly, I have not attended men's retreat. I have not attended my church for a while. That does not mean I'm lacking in faith. I pray every single day. It is just that, I have to make the sacrifice to enlighten the good people of this country. I'm hoping that the good Lord understands. But as and when I do get somebody to help me do research, I'm hoping that I can practice my faith with much more frequency. Yes, folks. But this useless lump of protoplasm, who's an animator in church, who sings in church, talks about Jesus on one hand, but yet posts all kind of obscenities on the internet, like obscenities going out of style. It would write on social media that I, Richard Frederick, want to pin Guy Joseph so much that I wrote the letter. I wrote the Pajot letter. Can you believe this, folks? Can you believe this? This is what she wrote. Could you put up the letter, please? Yes. You all see the name at the top. The name alone, trust me, it disgusts me. And I don't even think I want to mention that name. It's so disgusting. But this is what she wrote. Propaganda feeds ignorance. If you don't have anything to say, keep your flappers shut. We must be diligent editors of the news we receive, even from those we traditionally trust. They are so desperate to pin Honorable Guy Joseph, they are creating their own lies and even letters. Inquiring minds would like to know whether it was Richard Frederick who wrote the letter and tried to pin it on Guy Joseph. God, my mama. Oh, anyway, honest to God, This woman sickens me. Sickens me. Folks, let me say this. I have a huge following. Huge. I can safely say that this talk show, Can I Help You, is the most popular talk show in this country at this time. Already, we are at over 900 viewers on the internet. You know how many thousands of people out there on television? So, one of the reasons we have that kind of viewership is because I don't believe in they say. You will never hear me say they say, or I hear, or I believe, or I suspect. You would not hear that from me. You would not hear Powell Bolawi from me, not from me. I deal with credible information, information that I can substantiate. You know, I leave the spreading of propaganda to useless lumps of protoplasm like that. Just stay there, sit and write nonsense. Spread propaganda. And then you in church tomorrow morning. God. You know, now folks, she went on to say, I wanted to pin Guy Joseph. I wanted to pin Guy Joseph. Folks, if I wanted to pin Guy Joseph, I would have done that years ago when he offered me a bribe. When he offered me a bribe, rather than going to the police, I went to Stephenson King, who was then Prime Minister, and who revealed to me, after I told him what Guy had offered me, 1 billion, told me that Guy had offered him 5 million. You know, we had 1,000 viewers already. So, I'm with that kind of information, madam. I could have gone to the police. You know, if I wanted to pin Guy Joseph, it would not have been by means of a letter. Nonsense. Nonsense. And that is how you all spread propaganda. Credibility zero. What you have the knack for is to break up families. That's what you do. You know. But what is more interesting, folks, is what Guy Joseph says and what he does not say about the letter. Guy did not categorically deny that he signed the letter. He never denied that categorically. He said, if what you read was written by the ministry. That's what he said. He did not say that it was not written by me. He did not say it does not carry his signature. This is not his signature. And he goes on to say it bears his signature. Take a listen to what Guy Joseph said.
If what you read there was a letter written, and I'm saying if, because letters in my ministry do not circulate on social media, at least as far as I know, the official documents of the ministry. So I cannot verify where this letter came from. It bears my signature as I see.
You heard him? If it was written by him, it bears his signature as he sees. But yet this piece of junk will say, I wrote letter. You know? Guy did not say he did not write the letter. Guy did not say he did not sign the letter. Guy, in fact, says the letter bears his signature. Those were his words. He never said the letter was forged. Now, if Guy Joseph or his henchmen, and in this case his henchwoman, is claiming that he did not sign the letter, folks, this is an extremely serious allegation of forgery. If they are saying that Guy did not sign the letter, it is a serious allegation of forgery. And therefore, a report needs to be made to the police. You cannot tell me that somebody would get access to a government letterhead, that of the Ministry of Economic Affairs, forge Guy Joseph's signature, and no official report would be made to the police. Who y'all think y'all thinking, fooling? So Guy Joseph, when you were trying to attempt to deceive people, because on the one hand, you are trying to disassociate yourself with the letter, but on the other hand, you're explaining the contents. You don't realize your attempt to deceive puts you in more hot water. Because you are quite conniving in the manner you want to disassociate yourself with the letter, but you refuse to say that your signature was forged. Once you say that, it would spark a criminal investigation. And once the investigations are concluded, the police would say that no, there was no forgery. Guy wrote and signed the letter. So the investigations would, without a doubt, show you out as who you really are, a liar and a deceiver. But folks, what is more interesting is that whilst Guy Joseph is attempting to disassociate himself from the letter, he is busy defending the contents of the letter. And I heard Stephenson King say so. Stephenson King said, in fact, if Guy Joseph wrote the letter, he should be disciplined. And I agree with that. I agree with that. Why Shasne did not say, all he said is he did not see anybody authorize anything. Why didn't you commence an investigation in an attempt at placing $167 million debt on the backs of the people of this country? Why? Why? Yes, investigation for you, Baldas, man and woman business. But no investigation for an attempt by a minister of yours with whom you are very close to place that kind of debt on the backs of St. Lucians. But Stephenson King is right. He said once it can be proven, Guy should be disciplined. That is where you need to launch an investigation and fire Guy. But you don't have the gonads to do it, because all hell will break loose. All hell will break loose. Now I was saying, folks, Guy did not say he did not sign the letter. He will never say that. Neither did he say his signature was forged. He will never say that, because that would be the basis on which a criminal investigation must commence. So he wants to disassociate, but he likes the contents of the letter. So on the one hand, he's disassociating, but on the other hand, he's saying that the opposition should not be worried at all because of the contents of the very letter that he claimed he did not write. Who you think you're fooling, Guy? Take a listen to this, folks.
What's happening? But if I were to just look at the contents of this letter, I am taken aback that the opposition would jump on this. Yeah? Parliament, if it has to get parliamentary approval, because if the person wants, for example, what we were doing with the Taiwanese, we funding the same project. The Taiwanese said, we want a sovereign guarantee. It came to Parliament. Parliament debated on the matter and then voted. So, this sets the precedent as to what is to happen or what is to precede what. So, proof of payment, then you enter into contractual agreement with the company. The government is also committed to repaying the loan of the 62 million at a fixed interest rate, which is specified, 3.59% interest rate over a 15-year period once the projects are successfully completed. So if there's no project...
So the guy gets the money and completes the project.
Then you are committed to pay. Because you build St. Jude's project, you put the street lights, you did everything. Obviously, you're not building for yourself, you're building for the government. Then the government is committed to pay. So to make it look like the government has committed to pay to somebody when they have not delivered anything, the clause in there that should capture the attention of the people is that you committing to pay upon successful completion.
Folks, can you believe it? Can you believe this man? He had nothing to do with the letter. Nothing at all. I wrote the letter. Richard Frederick Ekwiletla from Valiadi, Magekwi. But guy is talk about proof of payment, then the contract, and government will pay once the project is completed. You know? Guy is saying that the government will pay upon successful completion, and therefore everybody's attention should be drawn to that clause in the letter, upon successful completion. That is what guy is saying. I wrote that letter. You know? So the clause in the letter, the opposition should not worry about, because there is a clause upon successful completion. So that should allay all fears. That should tell everybody, behave yourself. No need to be concerned, because the contractor is not putting the street lights for himself, nor is he building for himself. That is what guy is saying, but I wrote the letter. Upon successful completion. That's the clause in there. Who put the clause, guy? You put it. You know, if you know the clause is there, and it should be used to quell all anxiety. It should be used to allay all fears. It should be used essentially to temper everyone's anxiety and everything else, inquiring minds, whatever. It is because you know you put it there, hoping it would have that effect. And therefore it should stop the opposition from jumping at the letter. You know? And so I put the clause in there. Yeah, I put it's me who put it there, because I was the one who wrote it. I was the one who supposedly wrote the letter, so I put it in there. I write a letter to pin you. But I give you a defense within the contents of the very letter that I want to pin you with. You know, that's why Shasta say, let the jackasses break. He was probably referring to that one from the valley there, the useless lump of protoplasm, and probably you guy. You let the jackasses break. Because I will write a letter for you to pin you, but I will provide a nice defense once the project is completed. And you know we go to parliament and we get parliamentary approval and blah, 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 explaining the contents to justify that kind of misdeed. You know? Folks, the only reason that Guy Joseph seeks to rely on that clause is because he believes he can dilute the seriousness and the magnitude of the financial implications of this letter. Because what? Guy put that in there himself. Full stop. But what Rick Wayne had to ask Guy is, why are you contracting Pajos to do the St. Jude Hospital or reconstruction when there is already another contractor on site? It therefore means that that money was intended to go elsewhere. I don't know in whose pockets. Rick should have also asked you, why are you contracting Pajos to do street lighting when Shasta himself told the entire nation through various media houses that a company out of the UK had already been contracted to set up the street lights? Rick didn't ask you that. He didn't ask you that. So obviously, there's inconsistency insofar as who the relevant contractors are. You speak of the monies for St. Jude for Pajo, but you'll have another contractor on site. You speak about the street light in Pajo, but Shasta is saying there's another contractor out of the UK. You know? Folks, this letter, like I said, can form the basis for money laundering. And that is why the United States, they're watching us. We'll go for a break. When we come back,
Looking for a place to host your next event? Celsius is now open for rent. Don't miss out on this fully air-conditioned, comfortable, spacious venue. For more information, call 485-9818. Celsius is located on Marie Therese and Church Street in Gross Island.
Club Celsius and MBC Real FM presents DJ Webby's Country and Western Birthday Bash, happening on Sunday, April 21st at Club Celsius in Grosley. Music by DJ Malin, DJ Timmy, DJ Max, St. Lucia's only female country and western DJ, DJ A, and the Grandmaster of Country, DJ Webby. Kickoff time 7 p.m. onwards. Admission $10. Drinks will be on special all night. Also, door prizes to be won. DJ Webby's Country and Western Birthday Bash. Be there.
Take me to heaven and take me tonight, but whatever you do, baby, don't take your hands off my heart.
If you match it, you can win it. And if you win it, you can have it. With Lucky 3, you can get it.
Up to $80,000 in cash to be won. Simply spend $10 or more on Lucky 3 and receive a number voucher. Match your numbers to the winning numbers 2019-2019 in that exact order to gain entry into the final draw for a chance to win $20,000 cash. Enter your name and number on the voucher and place it in the SNL boxes island-wide. Plus, there's more. Players who receive the numbers 11 or 17 can win instant cash prizes. That's a total of $80,000 in cash prizes. Play Lucky 3 and
You can win it.
only from the St. Lucia National Lottery, changing lives.
Good evening, everyone. Today is Thursday, April 11th, 2019. Not forgetting that tomorrow, Friday, is Super 6 and the jackpot is at $210,000. If you want to be a winner of $20,000, keep spending $10 or more on Lucky 3 tickets. You will receive a voucher with numbers. Match the number 2019 in the exact order. Fill out your entry forms and place in our second chance boxes for your chance to win in our match and win promotion. If you receive the number 11 or 17, you get an instant win of $500. Get your tickets ready. It's time to line up and win with Tic-Tac-Toe. Good luck. 3,
6, 10, 14, 16, 20, and 21. Again, your winning numbers are 3, 6, 10, 14, 16, 20, and 21. Tic-tac-toe, line up to win. Get your tickets ready for Big 4.
Here's how to play Lucky 3 Mix 6 ways. Select your 3 lucky numbers between 0 and 9. Select the amount that you want to bet, and with Mix 6 way, just match your 3 numbers in any order to the winning numbers. Here's an example. The winning numbers are 1, 2, 3. You could win by matching 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 3, 3, 1, 2, or 3, 2, 1.
Lucky 3. It's that easy. Only from the St. Lucia National Lottery.
The bigger the bet, the bigger the score with your Select 4. Here are your Big 4 winning numbers. Good luck. 9, 8, 8, 5. To recap, your winning numbers are 9, 8, 8, 5. Big 4, it's an easy score. Stay tuned for One Off.
Everybody rock your body.
Now you can win even if you one off. One off. It's the all-new and exciting game from the St. Lucia National Lottery. Simply select your 3-digit numbers from 0 to 9. Place your wager for only $2 per wager, with each additional wager costing $2. And just imagine, if any or all of the lucky numbers are off by one number, higher or lower of the winning numbers, you win.
You really do.
Play one off from the St. Lucia National Lottery and win anyway.
Whether you're off by 1, 2, or 3-digit scoring line, you're still a winner. Here are your one-off winning numbers. Good luck. 4, 1, 0. Once again, your winning numbers are 4, 1, 0. One-off win anyway. Stay tuned for Lucky 3.
If you match it, you can win it. And if you win it, you can have it. With Lucky 3, you can get it.
Up to $80,000 in cash to be won. Simply spend $10 or more on Lucky 3 and receive a number voucher. Match your numbers to the winning numbers 2019-2019 in that exact order to gain entry into the final draw for a chance to win $20,000 cash. Enter your name and number on the voucher and place it in the SNL boxes island-wide. Plus, there's more. Players who receive the numbers 11 or 17 can win instant cash prizes. That's a total of $80,000 in cash prizes. Play Lucky 3 and
you can win it.
Only from the St. Lucia National Lottery, changing lives.
Welcome back. Get ready to win with Lucky 3. Good luck. The first number is 0. Second number is 3. And the third number is 3. Again, your winning numbers are 0, 3, 3. With Lucky 3, it's that easy. All our draws this evening was supervised by an auditor from BDO. I am Deborah Hippolyte. Thanks for playing and do have yourself an enjoyable evening.
Looking for a place to host your next event? Celsius is now open for rent. Don't miss out on this fully air-conditioned, comfortable, spacious venue. For more information, call 485-9818. Celsius is located on Marie Therese and Church Street in Gross Island.
Is it time to own your vehicle? Do you need a long or short-term car rental? Yes! Then look no further. ABI Vehicle Import Service is here to serve you. We provide consultation services for vehicle sales and offer a wide range of imported vehicles in any make, model, or color. Visit us in Guadalupe or call or WhatsApp us at 460-2144. You can also visit our website at www.abicartrade.com. ABI Vehicle Import Service is open Monday to Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call us or come in today.
You don't have to wait on a sale to get your hardware supply. Essential Hardware gives you year-round deals of up to 20% discount. Visit our newest branch at Rodney Heights in the Alfiona Plaza behind Massey Supermarket. Beautify your home with lawn and garden accessories and hardware. We specialize in budgetary. Introducing our ultra-modern coloring center and expert advice. Decorative wooden and steel doors to suit your contemporary and vintage design. Meridian UPVC window with modern functionality, extended ventilation, removable insect screens, and sash tilting for easy and comfortable cleaning. Richford Bathroom Hardware, completing your bathroom set from fixtures to vanities.
Every day is discount day at Essential Hardware Limited. Come over for all your modern, durable, and cost-effective hardware supply. Essential Hardware Limited is the name you can trust.
I'm first and foremost an artist, and I love to be creative. It's all about the passion. When I first came up with the concept of the Thirsty Pirate at Pigeon Point, my brother told me to check out First National Bank. They help small businesses to start and grow. With the help from First National Bank, I created the Thirsty Pirate. I hope, I know that it will become everyone's favorite place. Just like First National Bank, a local place for all.
I've been a client of Dr. Remy since I was 11 years old. That's nearly 30 years ago. I went through a traumatic experience at school. Thanks to Dr. Remy and his staff, I can still see. For this reason, he's the only one I can trust with my daughter Kayla.
With a full complement of ophthalmologists, optometrists, and opticians, the staff at the St. Lucia Eye Center and Family Eye Care are professionally trained to deal with almost any problem related to eye health. Whether it involves fitting the right lenses to frame, treatment and testing, or even surgery, we care about protecting your vision. Call or visit us today in Castries, Rodney Bay, and Viewport. The St. Lucia Eye Center and Family Eye Care. See the difference.
Thanks for staying tuned. Let me say a special good night to a couple of people very quickly. Vero Monroe, good night to you. Cassie Emmanuel from the Valley. Cassie, what do you want me to call you? The woman put her name down as Mrs. U. I call in the rest of the name. Cassie Emmanuel, you're too troublesome, Mrs. U. Okay. Ian and Nancy of Jet Twin, good night to you. Secure in Boapatat, good night. Trisha from Diriso, special good night to you. Carol and crew, Kalmaja, Pat, Eugenie, Miguel Favre, everybody. I understood you'll have fish and sweet potatoes tonight and loads of wine. Black Boy has asked me to inform you guys that he shall invade your territory after the show, so you better leave some stuff for him. I want to say a special good night to Dr. Alfonso St. Rose and his lovely wife, Kim St. Rose, and also to Mark Heinecott, true patriots of the soil. Kensha Donai, good night to you. Brian James of Motorsport, good night. Altec in London, good night to you, my brother. I know you're locked on. I know Fabian is locked on in England as well, and so is Makla and Delmer and Smith. What was the name he gave me? Robert Smith. And Trevor Trim for sure is locked on. So good night to all of you all in London. Good night to the Rogers family in Soufre, of Church Street, Soufre. I understood that your mother passed away and she will be buried tomorrow. I want to send my condolences to the entire Rogers family. Marianne of Underground, Bosway, how are you? I saw you on Monday at the funeral, didn't I? Yes, I did. Good night to all of you. Good night to Fortuna Anthony. Good night to you. Mervyn Rosary. Good night, Karen Crafton. Chef Thaddeus. Good night to you. Cheryl Morgan over in New York. Good night to you. Jackie Sidoni and Richmond in the CDC. My good boy, Kenson Kazumi. Good night. You're doing a wonderful job. Keep it up, my brother. I hope one day you shall be a representative of the people. You are truly a patriotic son of the soil. Trevor Francis in New York. Boswell Fue. Emily Shalry. Good night to you over in Monrepo. Good night to Gina Charles. And a special good night to Andrina and her daughter, who is my goddaughter, Amy. Amy, I understood, Amy Vanel, I understood that you did very, very well, a student of St. Joseph's Convent, that you got a merit. Keep it up, my girl. Very soon you may just be the one I need to see when I enter your office as Dr. Amy Vanel. Good night to you, Amy. Good night to Frank Charles, Rupina Clary of Canaries, Bosway. Folks. Peter Montag is watching from Canada. Good night to you, Peter. Good night, everybody in the chat room. Val, Melissa, Hazel, Calixta Joseph, Junior Cartel, good night to you. And all the others, everyone, good night. So, I was saying it is letters like this one that cause us to be labeled as corrupt, that cause us to be labeled as money launderers. Now, folks, in my view, Guy Joseph ought to be seriously sanctioned. Stephenson King put it quite bluntly that once it is established he is the author, he should be disciplined. And I agree. Because Shasne's failure to discipline Guy Joseph would put in the minds of onlookers that Shasne is facilitating Guy Joseph. That is what people tend to believe generally. Shasne facilitates Guy Joseph. Now, when the United States that puts millions, if not billions of dollars into fighting corruption and fighting money laundering, when letters like this hit their shores, what would they think of us? Folks, already for this year, for 2019, this year's report of the United States Narcotics Control Strategy, St. Lucia is featured with respect to corruption and money laundering. Yes, we are. We are featured in that report that emanates from a U.S. State Department in relation to being corrupt and laundering money. And then you have that kind of letter in circulation written by a minister of government who is not even the minister of finance. Folks, let me show you just the first paragraph of that report. Could you put that on for me, please, mister? Yes. It's right there. Let me get it a little closer to me. I want to get it closer to me. Just give me a couple seconds, folks. Because those things are extremely serious. You cannot tell me we have this letter circulating, and then at the end of the day, the minister is not even giving a slap on the wrist. St. Lucia's CIP corruption and money laundering featured in U.S. State Department report. Castries, St. Lucia, it reads, the 2019 U.S. International Narcotics Control Strategy report says St. Lucia is progressing with its anti-money laundering regime, albeit expressing increased concern regarding the Citizenship by Investment program and local corruption. The U.S. State Department categorizes St. Lucia as a country of primary concern in respect of money laundering and financial crimes. Y'all are hearing this? That the U.S. is concerned with respect to the CIP program and local corruption. They categorize St. Lucia as a country of primary concern with respect to money laundering and financial crimes. And yet, we have a letter in circulation. A letter that would invariably catch the attention of the U.S. State Department. You will launch investigation into Ubaldas, but you will not launch an investigation into this to determine first its authenticity and secondly what to do with Guy Joseph. And that's where we are. So there is a perception that Shasta is facilitating Guy. We are seen as a haven for corruption and financial crimes. Aren't letters like these just substantiating how we are looked at internationally? Are they not substantiating how we are looked at internationally? And you're telling me a minister writes that kind of letter and not even given a slap on the wrist. Mamai Salusi, no ache, no jouen. Folks, as it is in St. Lucia right now, almost every government decision is intended one way or the other to benefit friends, family, or foreigners. Any decision government takes or makes, just check the sinister motive behind that decision. Check who the beneficiaries of that decision will be. It must be, I can assure you, that they are friends, family, or foreigners who await a business opportunity to milk the bull. Oh yes. We have no money, so we're like a bull that has no milk. But Cecily said they were milking the bull. And what he meant, in fact, was that the bull has no milk. Mais yon chetel magis from auto bef yo ka try and let. And that is why, after all the hens lay all the eggs, they still wanted eggs, so they wanted cocks to lay eggs. No ashe, no jouen. But every decision that they make or take has a sinister motive to benefit friends, family, or foreigners. And by the way, Gail Rigobert, did I hear you correctly? I'll be going to the budget probably next week. But did I hear you correctly when you said that the government is thinking of opening a diplomatic institution or a diplomatic school? Did I hear that? I remember last time you spoke in the House, you made a reference to increasing the number of garbage trucks for garbage collection to give to St. Lucians a more efficient service. I remember that. But the question is, who bought the extra garbage trucks? Not me. Palmware. Who bought the extra garbage trucks? So I will watch very closely on behalf of the populace, whether it will be CHTTI or another friend to the government that will own and operate that institution. Do I hear another business opportunity knocking? We are waiting patiently. So, folks, when government closed the fisheries in Castries, when government closed the fisheries in Vieux-Fort, when government closed the Daito in Dennery, they knew exactly what they were doing. They knew exactly what they were doing. What were they doing? That decision, I can assure you, was to facilitate a friend. Have a look at this, folks. Have a look at this. Rainforest Seafood to construct facility and to buy $20 million worth of fish or seafood from local fishermen. Rainforest Seafood. We had 1.2 now. Rainforest Seafood to construct facility. Construct facility. And to buy 20 million worth of seafood. So, folks, you see why Dennery's Daito was closed. You see why the fisheries in Castries was closed. You see why the fisheries in Vieux-Fort was closed. You know, it's a shame. It's a crying shame. And quite honestly, memories of Sir John flood my mind. Sir John must be turning in his grave. This man maintained that government must help. Government must help local business people. I played a clip where on the eve of an election, an eve of independence, Sir John said we cannot give everything to the big fish whilst our local businesses suffer. Here you have a government facilitating the exact opposite of what John Compton stood for. Yet they call it the same United Workers' Party. In my view, they now qualify to be called quite appropriately the United Wreckers of the Poor. Because this is absurd. It's like there is no room for any small or medium business people now. None. Get out. Get out of the way. You know, so many local businessmen we have. So many business people we have in this country that can more or that are more adequately equipped to handle this. Yet, Shastey and Company close Daito in Dennery, close fisheries there, close fisheries in Vieux-Fort to make way for a foreign Jamaican business that is a friend of the government. Abodi Abo Fes. Abodi Abo Fes. And those of you who defend the government through thick and thin, your day will come. Your day will come when it gets closer to home. Because sooner or later, a decision will be made that will impact directly on your life and your ability to survive. Because we are sending fishermen and their children and their families on the breadline, whilst we cater for foreign companies because of their friendliness with or to the government to make money whilst our locals suffer. When it hits closer to home, trust me, your eyes will open. Your eyes will open. Because at this time, St. Lucia has become a nation of friends, family, and foreigners. We are confronted with situations today when we, as a country, as the poorer ones in the country, are second-class citizens. But it is for you to open your eyes. I am no hack. I don't kiss anyone's posterior, literally or otherwise. I'm not the bowtie man. I speak my mind, whether within or without government. Because this country belongs to us all. And in it, we must survive. And if the government cannot open up opportunities for the small and medium business people, we are bound to go in total oblivion soon. And guess what? We will find ourselves reduced to laborers for those big business people who will grab everything. Folks, I will take a very short break. I'm a little thirsty. When we come back, we start to dissect what is bigger than your baldness. There is a lot there, a lot, and I know you will be surprised. Number of clips coming up, number of... just stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Is it time to own your vehicle? Do you need a long or short-term car rental? Yes! Then look no further. ABI Vehicle Import Service is here to serve you. We provide consultation services for vehicle sales and offer a wide range of imported vehicles in any make, model, or color. Visit us in Guadalupe or call or WhatsApp us at 460-2144. You can also visit our website at www.abicartrade.com. ABI Vehicle Import Service is open Monday to Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call us or come in today.
Club Celsius and MBC Real FM presents DJ Webby's Country and Western Birthday Bash, happening on Sunday, April 21st at Club Celsius in Grosley. Music by DJ Malin, DJ Timmy, DJ Max, St. Lucia's only female country and western DJ, DJ A, and the Grandmaster of Country, DJ Webby. Kickoff time 7 p.m. onwards. Admission $10. Drinks will be on special all night. Also, door prizes to be won. DJ Webby's Country and Western Birthday Bash. Be there.
Take me to heaven and take me tonight, but whatever you do, baby, don't take your hands off my heart.
Yeah, boy, I heard of our Easter sale. Easter Bunny football tournament is tomorrow. Let me head there and get some gear. Mama, check all them shoes. Check the brands: Nike, Vans, Adidas, Jordan. Things turn up inside us off. All them things. Mad store-wide sale. I can't buy a couple things, but it look like I have to hire a bus. It's the South Athletics Footwear Easter sale. Everything on sale. Oh, Lord. The sale starts March 26.
You don't have to wait on a sale to get your hardware supply. Essential Hardware gives you year-round deals of up to 20% discount. Visit our newest branch at Rodney Heights in the Alfiona Plaza behind Massey Supermarket. Beautify your home with lawn and garden accessories and hardware. We specialize in budgetary. Introducing our ultra-modern coloring center and expert advice. Decorative wooden and steel doors to suit your contemporary and vintage design. Meridian UPVC window with modern functionality, extended ventilation, removable insect screens, and sash tilting for easy and comfortable cleaning. Richford Bathroom Hardware, completing your bathroom set from fixtures to vanities.
Every day is discount day at Essential Hardware Limited. Come over for all your modern, durable, and cost-effective hardware supply. Essential Hardware Limited is the name you can trust.
Thanks for staying tuned, folks. Let me just say a special good night to Cornelia Jacob down in Viewfort, Cornelia Sakafet, and your daughter Noel, good night to you. Adelena Seria, good night to you. Hillary Sudan in Marigo, good night to you. My brother Flora Sakafet. Irene, Lucian Bags, how are you, Irene? Folks, Irene is the one behind Lucian Bag. She's the mother of our technician, a very able and capable man. Of course, Jumin Sex uses his name, but he's colloquially and affectionately referred to as Black Boy. So, Irene, good night to you. You have a wonderful son in Black Boy, very, very talented technician. Just ensure you keep him close to you. Catherine of Slasburg, good night to you. X414 Duncan, good night. Banner, I got your message, quite lengthy. Thank you, Banner, for the praises. Alvin Siwa, good night to you. Poolboy, I've not heard from you in a long while. How are you, Poolboy? Good man you are, good man you are, good man you are. Folks, I want to see this. Karen Crafton, I called you already. You didn't hear me. You didn't hear me, Karen. Way you were not listening. You were not in class. Elizabeth Charles, tell this lady that I called on her already. You know? Folks, I want to say this. I do not intend to go down the road of Ubaldus's salacious conversations again. For two reasons. One, I promised a mutual friend of ours that I would not deal with that issue, because there's the thing about men will always be men. But I'll speak about that in a while, because man can be man, but when you're in public office, you're a different kind of man. Anyhow. But I promised him I wouldn't go down that road. And secondly, I kind of understand and appreciate what, for the second time, Ubaldus's family is going through. But folks, tonight I am obligated to connect the dots. I have to connect the dots. And I will show you exactly how Ubaldus was set up. And I will tell you, and you will hear who did it. So shall all investigations you want to do, come to me. Just come to me. You will hear who did it. You will know why he did it. Because he wanted to get a business opportunity with government. You know? And Ubaldus says, what happened to you? You became the fall guy because one wanted a business opportunity with government. But sometimes I must tell you, Ballas, you don't think. You don't think. The last time I heard of your difficulty, long before it hit the public domain, I tried my best through calls and messages to get to you, to advise you on the very basis that we were all men. You never responded to my message. And folks, I want to tell you all something tonight. Not everyone who's around you is your friend. Not everyone who's around you is your friend. You better just put that in your head. Neither is all who are not around you enemies. Kupansa. Not everyone around you is your friend. Neither is everyone who is not around. Persons who are not around, all are enemies. Remember that. But I would have advised you about how to nip that first problem in the bud. And you, through a lack of judgment, proper judgment, blew this thing out of proportions, in my view. And you will not believe, some flabos take pride in circulating negativity about you. Okay? I will not go down that road too much. Others who want to defend Flabo, or who wants Flabo to save face, went out and say, you know, it wasn't you, the picture was photoshopped. Photoshop basically means where you take a man's head and put it on another body, blah, blah, blah. So they said a lot of crap, and you never stopped them. You never stopped them. This time, those same hacks, some of them, are putting you in more hot water by saying it wasn't you on the tapes. That, what they are doing is detrimental to you. But I thought this time they would have said that it is Photoshop, Convoshop. I thought they would say so. But I shall say this to you. We deceive people when we know we are indeed the player in the game. And they put their lives on the line, saying it is not us, and we remain mute. Let me repeat this. It is a degree of deceit. We deceive people when we know we are the player in the game. We hear them defending us, saying that it is not us. And we say absolutely nothing. So we permit them to burn their hands, burn their toes, burn themselves, whilst within us we are laughing at them. Folks, like I said, whilst I wanted to stay away from this thing is larger than Ubaldas. And I will be connecting the dots, and Ubaldas is part of the dots. So I cannot not deal with him. I will stay away from the salacious conversations, of which there are many, many. But Ubaldas, one of the things I need you to do is to tell your people like Bowtie Man, to stop saying that it is not you. Because all they do is give other persons the urge to release a lot more evidence that it is you. You cannot be dealing with that. You cannot be dealing with that. Let them adopt a different line of defense. But when they keep saying, it is not your voice, it is not your voice, she's innocent until proven guilty, as though in a criminal trial. Negma or Butaiman. You know, you need to tell them, take a different line of defense. Because when persons hear those others saying it is not you, invariably they are causing more evidence to be dropped into the public domain, some of which is your personal business at home, which I will not share. You know, and the argument that men will always be men can hold. We had 1,300 online viewers at this time. Very good. The argument that men will always be men will hold. However, at any point where any man makes a transition from private life to public life, your life no longer belongs to you. I'll say that again. I'll say that again. Men will always be men. But as long as you decide in your own determination that I want to move from private to public life, you must understand that the old saying that men will be men cannot apply to anyone who's in public life. Because your life is not yours. Your life is constantly under scrutiny. So that argument no hold. You have transitioned. It's like leaving St. Lucia, where 99% of our vehicles are right-hand drive, and we drive on the left-hand side of the road. You leave here, where you drive a right-hand drive vehicle on the left-hand side of the road. 4 hours after you in Miami, where you're renting a vehicle, you are driving a left-hand drive on the right-hand side of the road. So that 4 hours, that 4-hour journey on the aircraft would have you to transition immediately from driving in St. Lucia to driving in Miami. And if you don't want to make that transition, drive in St. Lucia alone, full stop. But that is the kind of instantaneous change that you need to make when you transition into public life or you are an occupier of public office. It is simple. Anyone who cannot deal or does not want to deal with public scrutiny, stay out of public life. Stay out. Be like Richard Frederick for now. Be like me. But as soon as you enter that circle, bam, your habits must change. Your life must change. That's a fact. That's a fact. So, I want to ask you again. Ask those people to stop saying it wasn't you. They need to stop it. Because they are doing you more harm. They are doing you a lot of harm. Every time they say that, they release something else to show that it is you. Your date of marriage. How many years you've been married. Blah, 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 blah. So they just need to press the mute button and stop saying it's not you. Folks, the sad thing is, we in this country are being marketed as a corrupt country. We are being marketed where, for the right price, whether it's cash, sexual favors, property or otherwise, one could get access to government and members of the government. That is how we are being traded on the international market. You know, I am sure most of you have seen a clip with a young lady out of Trinidad and Tobago sort of whining on the minister. Now, Shasney, I heard, you know, that you will answer. I heard rather that you talk about an investigation and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, when the investigations are through, you will, you know, I mean, we heard that before. But I'll tell you all what. It appears that the government of St. Lucia has given instructions to cause this girl, the girl that was seen whining on your balders, to cause her to do certain things. But I want to give you all a ball-by-ball commentary of everything that happened. And you all will understand, one, why this is bigger than your balders, and two, why Shasney will have immense difficulty in touching your balders. Your balders, trust me, Shasney can't do you nada. Trust me on that. Folks, the girl in the video was introduced to Ubaldas by no other than a child's father. What is a child's father's name? Her child's father's name is Aldwin Wayne. He's a Trini. And you all will see where we're going. Eh? Just listen to the story. It's interesting. So, Aldwin Wayne is a Trinidadian who came to St. Lucia. We had 1.4 now. Just reporting. Aldwin Wayne came to St. Lucia to establish business opportunities with the government. He came down so that he can establish a WiPay business, WiPay, and came down because he wanted to establish the business with government. He had to go to the Minister of Public Service. Who is the Minister of Public Service? It is Ubaldas Raymond. So he came down here. He already has WiPay in Trinidad. Okay? He already has WiPay in Trinidad. Came down here. He wants business partners down here. He wants to establish WiPay down here. He wants to do business with government down here. So he met with the Minister of the Public Service, Ubaldas Raymond. He invites Ubaldas to Trinidad. Ubaldas, when you all saw Shasney in Trinidad, and it appeared he had gone there to support our local, there was a WiPay segment in what happened in Trinidad. So you will hear Ubaldas say about 7 of them went there. You will hear him, I'll play the tape. You will hear him say that 7 of them went there, albeit it was during the carnival season. So he met Ubaldas and invited Ubaldas over. 7 of them went according to Ubaldas. He sets Ubaldas up with no other than his child mother. Yes, yes, yes. Sets Ubaldus up with his child mother. The one you saw in the video whining on Ubaldus is Aldwin Wayne's child mother in Trinidad. Okay? He asked the girl, Aldwin asked his child mother not to tell Ubaldus that they are in a relationship. You all hear me? He told her, don't tell him we are in a relationship. Tell him we are friends. Tell him we are friends. So he actually gave the girl instructions. He even told the girl, you must make the first move on him. Folks, you all know I can substantiate anything I say. And I will. He told the girl, make the first move on Ubaldus. And don't let Ubaldus know that they have anything. Tell Ubaldus they are just good friends. Listen to this.
Last time I called here, almost reached him, so I can't talk to you again. But so the minister is very conservative. He's a very handsome guy, but he's conservative. So when they reach the party and all the stand up and all the other drink, usually one want to make the first move. So when fun time every man started, you know what I mean, just stand up and you know what I mean. You don't have to be all bad, but you know what I mean, do whatever you want. I'm just saying he's conservative. He's not the type to slap you, you know what I mean?
Alright.
Me and you are just well good friends, you know what I mean?
Alright.
Right? It was our relationship. We're just good friends. That's it, you know what I mean? Just more.
Alright, no problem. Alright. Alright, bye-bye.
I want to see her, so make sure I'm putting picture.
Yeah. Alright, bye-bye.
You all heard, folks? You all heard? And then they will open their mouths and say, local set up Ubaldus. Crap! But you all don't even know. I have, Alan, all the investigations you want to do, come to me. Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me. And you all blaming people, blaming Labour Party, blaming this, blaming that. Ubaldus has no one else to blame but himself. So, he tell the girl, make the first move. He's a handsome guy, he's conservative. Don't tell him we are in a relationship. Me and you is just good friends. Y'all heard? Y'all heard? So obviously, she made the first move. And it ended up in the tape that you all saw. You know, so folks, when I hear Shasney talking about who edited the tape, who's the... Oh, please. Crap, Shasney, crap! Both I man innocent until guilty, blah, blah, blah. You know, when I all the crap about it's not Ubaldus, it's nonsense, folks. It is nonsense. You know, and the video you all saw is Ubaldus and the young lady. Guess who took the video? A friend of his of Aldwin Wayne, who is her child father. Say we are just friends. In fact, he promised the same Wayne. I think he owed her, I don't know. But he promised to deliver 10,000 TT in the girl's account. On a day they had that conversation, but he never did. Listen to it yourselves.
Hello? Yeah. So here we are, right? Yeah, man?
Hello, Slim.
So I'm going to ask you, are you going to go to the doctor to calm down?
I do, doctor, with you.
So here we are, right? You would, I'll go and put the 10,000, you'll take it out.
When you put in
Tell me what to do today, honey.
Yeah.
I'll probably go on lunchtime or something and say it at the door, do before 3.
Alright.
So I'll put it in, right?
Play that again. I'll put the 10,000 in. Play it again.
Hello? Yeah. So here we are, right? Yeah, man.
Hello, Slow.
So I'm attitude now. Are you gonna go to the doctor to calm down?
Already, doctor, already.
So here you do, right? You would I'll go and put the 10,000. You'll take it out.
When you put in
Tell me what to do today, honey.
Yeah.
I'll probably go on lunchtime or something. They say it at the door. You before 3.
Alright.
So I'll put it in, right?
Y'all heard? Y'all heard? All of that is to sweeten the girl. All of that to sweeten her. Whether he owned her or not, I don't know. But it's to sweeten her to get into doing what he wants her to do, to win cooperation from Ubaldas to establish business with the government of St. Lucia. We're coming down. We're connecting the dots tonight. We're coming down. We're coming down. And all y'all blaming people and saying, people set him up, this one set him up, who did that? It's crap, BS. Now, I just want to substantiate one thing again to show that it was Ubaldas. Ubaldas spoke to the girl and told the girl that, look, I'm going to Miami. And he was foolish enough to send the girl his itinerary. He went to Miami on the 24th of last month. He sent the girl the itinerary. Listen to that conversation where she's telling her child father again, Ubaldas is currently in Miami because he sent me his travel itinerary. Take a listen to this.
He was coming, I think this month he coming for some weekly business. Yeah, he's in Miami right now because I have his travel thing. He sent it to me direct. So, yeah, because he has some weekly business and I think every single thing signed up in June. Because weekly coming to St. Lucia, and once weekly is successful in St. Lucia, then he said, Ubanda said, if he invests, he will get back profits.
Y'all are hearing this, folks? They have some WiPay business coming to St. Lucia. Ubaldas is in Miami, and he sent me his itinerary. WiPay is wrapping up in June, but we'll come to that in a while. Because Shasne said the government is talking to WiPay. Oh, Lord. Now, you all heard she said that Ubaldas sent her his itinerary. Folks, let me show you Ubaldas' itinerary. Because you all are saying people set him up. Set yourself up. Look at this itinerary, and it is a fact that this is Ubaldas' name, and he traveled on that date to Miami. Could you just shrink it a bit so that they could see the entire thing? Yes. Yes. This is the itinerary. Hello, Ubaldas Raymond. St. Lucia, Miami on March 22nd, Friday, March 22nd, 2019. And it has the return date down the road. You know, return on Sunday, March 24th. And she is saying it is Ubaldas who sent that to her. Huh? Ubaldas that sent it to her. So, apparently this woman was smart and doing what she needed to have done. Just in the event things didn't work out. So, I mean, who on earth still wants to say this is not Ubaldas? Who wants to say that? Like I said, I just wanted to show that this is Ubaldas, how he got set up, and I will not get into the salacious conversations. But because the other clips are quite damaging, and they're damaging to his family as well, and so they will be withheld. They will be withheld. You know, so when I hear people making all kinds of excuses, even having me on the screen and talking crap, I don't operate so. I operate with evidence. That's how I operate. You know? Both I man want to come and challenge me. You're a professional posterior kisser, literally and otherwise. You want to come and challenge me about the veracity of this or that, and I innocent until proven guilty, and all kind of nonsense. You are doing a disservice to your Baldas. You are devoid of any investigative skill. So don't come and spew nonsense on the people, hoping that they will just believe. And once again, you Baldas, for your sake, tell those acts to please explore a different line of defense. Don't say it is not you. You know, the bottom line, folks, is this. A man wants to do business with the government. He gives up his child mother, asks her to tell you Baldas that they are just good friends, ask her to make the first move on you Baldas so that he can get the business going on in St. Lucia. Folks, I'll take another break. The question is, who is WiPay and what is WiPay? You'll be surprised to know. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Looking for a place to host your next event? Celsius is now open for rent. Don't miss out on this fully air-conditioned, comfortable, spacious venue. For more information, call 485-9818. Celsius is located on Marie Therese and Church Street in Gross Island.
Club Celsius and MBC Real FM presents DJ Webby's Country and Western Birthday Bash, happening on Sunday, April 21st at Club Celsius in Grosley. Music by DJ Malin, DJ Timmy, DJ Max, St. Lucia's only female country and western DJ, DJ A, and the Grandmaster of Country, DJ Webby. Kickoff time 7 p.m. onwards. Admission $10. Drinks will be on special all night. Also, door prizes to be won. DJ Webby's Country and Western Birthday Bash. Be there.
Take me to heaven and take me tonight, but whatever you do, baby, don't take your hands off my heart.
Uptown's Liquor. Not only is Uptown's Liquor home to the largest selection of spirits, but also an exclusive variety of groceries. Uptown's Liquor, serving you from 1975, is proud to offer some of the world's most exclusive spirits, with over 1,000 spirits and wines available. At Uptown's Liquor Store, we strive to offer an incredible selection of liqueurs and spirits. We are always looking for new favorites and local treats with a well-tended liquor section. We have what customers are looking for at the best prices in town. Everything from basics to Hennessy, Scotch, vodka, tequila, rum, cognac, and wines. We focus on having an excellent range of products suited for functions, home liquor cabinets of the everyday person, or the eclectic bar. So when you're thinking of your next party or feast, Uptown Liquor, you can't forget. Uptown's Liquor. We have you covered under one liquor umbrella.
You don't have to wait on a sale to get your hardware supply. Essential Hardware gives you year-round deals of up to 20% discount. Visit our newest branch at Rodney Heights in the Alfiona Plaza behind Massey Supermarket. Beautify your home with lawn and garden accessories and hardware. We specialize in budgetary. Introducing our ultra-modern coloring center and expert advice. Decorative wooden and steel doors to suit your contemporary and vintage design. Meridian UPVC window with modern functionality, extended ventilation, removable insect screens, and sash tilting for easy and comfortable cleaning. Richford Bathroom Hardware, completing your bathroom set from fixtures to vanities.
Every day is discount day at Essential Hardware Limited. Come over for all your modern, durable, and cost-effective hardware supply. Essential Hardware Limited is the name you can trust.
Gros l'argent, jouez pour gros l'argent. Nous qu'à jouer. Gros l'argent, jouez pour gros l'argent. Nous qu'à jouer. Buy your Gros l'argent ticket and win Gros l'argent for only $10. And with only 260 packs of tickets left, you are closer to winning the top prize of $125,000 cash that is still waiting to be won. Plus $120,000 in other cash prizes. Messieurs, ça c'est Gros l'argent. Achetez ticket Gros l'argent actuellement. Buy your Gros l'argent ticket now. Gros l'argent, only from the St. Lucia National Lottery.
Thanks for staying tuned. Actually, Mr. Black Boy wouldn't give me a chance, you know. Not even, you don't want me breathe, man. Let me say a special good night to a couple people. Daniel Alexander over in the US. I know you're locked on. Good night to you, my brother. Good night to my sister, Frances Whiteman. Whiteman. I say Whiteman and Frances. Oh, Lord have mercy. Michelle, Melissa, and baby, my good night to you all. Big Mike, good night to you. My other sister, Sophia, good night to you. Sylvia, who is wife, if you're listening, good night. Lily, good night to you as well. I also want to say good night to TX801 Caesar. Good night to you, my brother. Tipper. Fastest 25. Good night to you, Lulu. I know you're locked on. Good night to you. I want to say a special good night to a very, very close friend of mine, Janelle, who lives up in Canada but is here. At this time, she came for her grandmother's funeral. Jeanette, that I spoke of earlier, is her aunt. Her mother is Jeanette's sister. She's here. I think she's having a good time, but she came amidst circumstances that are not too friendly. Coming to bury someone is never an easy thing. And watching them cry in the eyes, you know. I want to say good night to Julian, Charles, Kisha, Edwin. Good night to you. Dax. Sagafeto Dax. Oh, Kyle say what happened to him. Kyle, good night, Kyle. I didn't know you were watching, my boy. Good night to my nephew, Kyle, my sister's son, Abia. Good night to you, Neil. Good night to you as well. Yes, I want to say good night to Dax. Dax have everybody covered, from the average rum drinker to the low rum drinker to the high-end drinker. Dax has you covered. Just go by Dax. You're bound to relax. And, of course, comfort to the max. So, Dax, good night. Good night to all your workers. Brother Saltibus in Viewford, good night to you. Janita Blass in Labrie, I know you're locked on. Good night to you. So, folks, yes. So, we know now Aldwin Wayne has this WiPay set up in Trinidad and Tobago. Aldwin Wayne wants to come down to St. Lucia to set up WiPay. Aldwin has to go through the Ministry of Public Service, meets Ubaldas, introduces Ubaldas to his child's mother, tell the child mother to fool Ubaldas by telling him they have no relationship, they're just good friends. Promised her money. She never got it. She shared some of the things with her friends. Obviously, she started getting threats, and friends start sharing stuff. And I'll tell you all of some more convos I have. But we want to know what is WiPay and who is behind WiPay. But before I go into this, folks, I want to let you know that I have recordings of a lawyer out of Trinidad offering this girl all sorts of things, money, opportunities, to sign a document saying that she lied and she made up the story. I have those convos. Yes. I have convos with that lawyer telling the young lady that there are big people in St. Lucia. Yes, big people in St. Lucia that won this document. Papa. So tonight, when I heard the release from the Attorney General's office, I was not surprised because they are pressuring her to sign a document, hoping that they can buy enough time so that they can come up with this piece of document to say that there was no authenticity in everything that was circulated. But I have the recordings already. I have the recordings. I have the recordings of the lawyer saying that those big people know that the document is not meant for Trinidad. It is meant for St. Lucia. I have those recordings. Lawyer speaking to her. I have a recording where she is told that she can even disappear if she does not cooperate. I have that recording as well. So it appears that the government of this country will do almost anything, even to the extent of having this young lady kidnapped, if she does not sign a document essentially saying that everything is fake. But she has stood her ground and she has said, I don't lie. I don't lie. I did not lie. And I'm prepared to stand for anything. She was even threatened, I have that recording as well, to be extradited to St. Lucia if she did not sign. Oh, how far they can go to fool the masses into believing that it all was made up. It wasn't. And I challenge any one of you to say I don't have those recordings. Any one of you. I challenge you to say I don't have them. Because if you say I don't have them, or if you claim what I'm saying is not true, I shall have no choice but to release those clips, those recordings into the public domain. So, the government is hard at work, trying to lure this young lady, whom I don't know, trying to lure her. I don't know her. But they are busy trying to lure her into a situation where she compromises herself to restore integrity into the government of St. Lucia. You know? And then some of you hacks go around blaming people. This one set up, that one set up. Makatan Shastek Amade, who edited it? Shastek, what marge you asking? Who edited what? Of what relevance is that? You know, y'all just believe. Y'all can fool people, but y'all can't. There are too many more intelligent people than you, Shasne. You know? So, yeah, I heard him who edited the tapes that their investigation. Upaka investigate that letter guy Joseph sent out. He said, you're not investigating. Stevenson King asked you to discipline the man. Discipline him. But the reality is, folks, the current government is promoted as one of the most corrupt governments in the history of this country. And access to government and its ministers can be gained through either money or sexual favors. Now to WiPay. WiPay. WiPay sound like some kind of chichima I used to drink when I was a little boy. WiPay. So this guy, folks, Aldwin Wayne, has WiPay in Trinidad. And I'll tell you, WiPay is a mechanism to have access to online payments. It's like having an ATM card. Once your ATM card is valid and you have money in your account, anywhere in the world you go, you can access money through your... There was a time when JJ and I, we left there, went to Miami, from Miami, Los Angeles, from Los Angeles, I think we went to England, then Africa. We made a big round. And I told JJ I wouldn't even hold much money, I'll hold a little US. But because of the fact that we were going to various countries that use different currencies, I would just use my ATM card. And so said Sudan. So you can get the local currency at any ATM machine. So WiPay is like that. Push in your ATM card, you get the currency, but the owner of the ATM machine gets a commission. That's what WiPay is. So with WiPay, you can get paid from government online, or if you have to pay for something within the government service, you can also pay it online without going through the hassle of treasury, get a receipt, take it to the department. Imagine Paulina wanted an ID card, and you have to go to treasury to pay $5 or $10 and then go back to the electoral department with that receipt, to get an ID card. Crap. WiPay eliminates all of this. Okay? But WiPay, like an ATM machine, works on a commission. So given the amount of payments that come through government, whether it's to or from, this is a multi-million-dollar business. Now, when WiPay was launched down here, they held a press conference. Of the people who addressed the gathering was the same Aldwin Wayne, you will see in a bit, Richard Dubule, you will see in a bit, and no other than Ubaldus Joseph. Oh God, I call you Ubaldus Joseph. Ubaldus Raymond. So let me just show you what the press launch was like, and you'll understand what's going on. Can you play the script, please?
Created in Trinidad and Tobago in 2016, WiPay is an online payment solution that brings credit card and cash acceptance to micro, small, medium, and large enterprises. It aims to address some of the challenges and regulatory barriers which vendors in the region encounter as it relates to digital payments. With a significant amount of global commerce happening online, the developers believed it was important to have the Caribbean included in the e-commerce revolution via a platform which aims to be secure, flexible, and convenient.
In the Caribbean, you see a lack of this trend because of the fact that for you to get online, the requirements and the barrier for entry is really high for the average guy, right? So what we did was create an online platform to level out the playing field. So you could be a hairdresser or someone that makes art and crafts at home, and you want to sell stuff online or get paid online, instead of having to go through the cumbersome steps of creating this e-commerce gateway, you could just go to WiPay, sign up, add your bank account, and now you could collect payments with electronic methods, i.e. Visa card, MasterCard, and other forms of alternate payments.
The Chief Executive Officer also provided insight into how this new development will function.
We actually built our platform that runs on the rails of existing banking infrastructure. So WiPay, as a new face, all we actually do is provide an easier way to get to the same point that you would if you went to the banks. So the onboarding process is what WiPay made easier. At the end of the day, all your transactions, all your transfers, all your funds are still going to be managed by existing banking infrastructure. So you have the same level of security that you would have if you went directly to the bank to set this up.
Local businessman Richard Dubule expressed his belief that this new payment solution can have significant benefits to local entrepreneurs.
What WiPay has done is that they've adapted the credit card model to facilitate some of the challenges that most St. Lucians and persons in the Caribbean have, which is that the credit card penetration, because of regulations of the banks, has not been able to extend to everybody. And what WiPay has done is that they've adapted that model so you can use cash, like they did in the cell phone model, to pay online. So that will facilitate businesses as well as individuals, so they can now make business a lot easier over the internet. So I think that's a huge advantage.
WiPay is expected to create greater opportunities for local and regional entrepreneurs to market their products to international customers, as payments can be made from any.
In fact, our last outing was in Trinidad. Oh yeah. And it so happened that, you know, we had about 7 people. Some of us went on a fact-finding mission, and we ended up going there during carnival season. And the rest is history. In fact, our last outing was in Trinidad. Oh yeah. And it so happened that, you know, we had about 7 people. Some of us went on a fact-finding mission, and we ended up going there during carnival season. And the rest is history.
The rest is history. Mr. Technician, are you able to keep up this picture? Put back this picture for me a second. The picture with all of them, with the huge banner of right. This, folks, second from the right side of your screen is Ubaldus Raymond. Next to him, on his left, the extreme right of your screen, is no one else but Aldwin, what's his name? Wayne. They are there now, and WiPay banner is in the background. So this is WiPay. WiPay. Okay? Large banner, Aldwin Wayne, the child father of the woman in the recording, with Ubaldus himself. You can take it down. So the question arises, folks, why was it necessary to have a government minister involved in the press launch of a private company that seeks to do business with the government? Why was it necessary? Before I can answer that, Chasney, the Prime Minister, pretends he don't know who is behind WiPay. He pretends he does not know who the directors of WiPay are. He simply says that WiPay is just another company that government may do business with. But folks, Chasney, our Prime Minister, has withheld extremely pertinent information. Information that it at least leads to conflict of interest. You know, it is his understanding, he says, that the Ministry of the Public Service, who's the Minister of Public Service? Ubaldus, is in dialogue with WiPay. So Ubaldus, you can't go anywhere. You're not going anywhere because you know too much. Folks, take a listen to what Chasney said on WiPay before we identify who the directors of WiPay are. Take a listen to
Exactly is our relationship with WiPay, if you will know?
We don't have one as yet. WiPay is a company that has been engagement with St. Lucia and other countries. They have a technology process to be able to handle financial transactions. So for instance, if a ministry wants to be able to take online payments, that's the technology that's doing that. So it's certainly one of the companies that my understanding is that the Ministry of Public Service has been in discussions with. There is also a Singaporean company called Crimson Logic. There is also the traditional one of PayPal. So It's just one of the many companies that we have been in discussions with. I'm not sure that there's been any agreement so far with WiPay, but that's what I know about them so far.
You know, folks, you all listen to Prime Minister Alan Chastney. It is his understanding that the Ministry of the Public Service is in discussion with WiPay, and it's just one of those companies that they are in discussions with. That's all I know about them so far. Alan Chastney, you are a bloody liar. That's all you know about them? Well, I will show St. Lucians what you didn't want to tell them about WiPay. That's all you know about them. They're just a company you are in discussions with. Just another company. And you understand that the Ministry of Public Service is in discussions with them. Folks, you would swear Chastney does not know who WiPay is, where WiPay come from, who the directors of WiPay are, and who are earmarked to make all those millions of dollars as commission. You would swear he does not know. Folks, WiPay was registered on the 16th of January this year. Show them the certificate of registration. Certificate of incorporation. WiPay St. Lucia Limited. Put the date of registration up for me. 16th of January 2019. Chastney say it's just a company that he understands the Ministry of Public Service to be in discussions with. He does not know anything, but it's just another company. Folks, let me show you who the directors of WiPay are. Can you put up the directors, please? Yes, I can't see this from here. I really can't, but I will use the instrument that is before me, you know, and you all will begin to understand what's going on, you know. You all will understand what's going on because those people take us for fools. Right. Companies Act. Directors. Richard Duboulay. Dunstan Duboulay. Pinkley Francis. Aldwin Wayne. I didn't put it there. Scroll up a bit, scroll up. To see it right. You all see the two signatures. Richard Duboulay, director. Dunstan Duboulay, director. It was filed on March 28th, 2019. Okay, WiPay, Richard Duboulay, Dunstan Duboulay, signed as directors on the 12th of February, but registered on the 28th of March this year. But Chastney will pretend he does not know who they are. WiPay is just another company that he understands that the Ministry of Public Service, being Ubaldas, is in discussions with. You know, folks, don't ask me who is Richard Duboulay. I don't know. If Chastney don't know who Richard Duboulay is of WiPay, I don't know. Pamadiwe, Massa. Don't ask me who Dunstan Duboulay is. If Chastney don't know, I don't know. Massa. Now, hold on. Could you put that back up, please? Because we want to see the law firm that registered that. Put that back up. Scroll up a bit. Scroll up. Right. Yeah. Presented for filing by who? Duboulay, Anthony and Associates. Duboulay, Anthony and Associates. Chastney's wife is a partner of Duboulay, Anthony and Associates. But Shasta will tell St. Lucians that WiPay is just another company. Just another company that he understands. He understands the Ministry of the Public Service to be in discussions with. My Christ, my Jesus. So if Shasta don't know who they are, I don't know either. I don't know either. You know, folks, when you hear Shasta speaks, you must take everything he says with a grain of salt. WiPay is just another company. He understands. He understands. But you all see which lawyer filed the documents. You all see what names are on there. He just understands. He has nothing. He don't know anything much. But it appears, folks, your Baldas has been, as somebody said, a sacrificial lamb. That's what I believe. And he knows a lot. That's why he must stay there. He must stay there because he needs protection. He needs protection. Folks, I want to say this before I take a final break. Growing up as a little boy, I learned to have utmost respect and regard for the entire Double family. The people are business savvy people. I don't want to take that away from them. I always held them in high esteem, always. And up to now I do. There was no question about their integrity. And up to now I don't think I have to question their integrity. The sad thing is, of late, since Flambeau came into office, headed by Alan Chastney, who unfortunately or fortunately, I don't know which one, is married to one of them, that family name has been dragged, in my view, into a web of, at the very least, conflict of interest situations. Like I said, they are business savvy people and they would want to take advantage of every opportunity, but they have been dragged into situations. And the name comes up, in my view, too often in situations of conflict of interest. You will remember Chastney said in the House of Parliament that he went to Texas to look for Ojo Labs. Ojo Labs came. Who's their lawyer? His wife, Adubuli. We heard of the DSH deal with a company having land in very close proximity to the area that was earmarked for development by DSH. Who are the directors of the companies? The Dubulis and the Chastneys. You have a situation where the Prime Minister indicated that the probability or possibility of displacing the Castries Comprehensive School cannot be discounted. Who owns the land there? The Dubulis and the Chastneys. Now we are hearing of WiPay wanting to do business with government and obviously would make quite a bit of money in commission. Who are the directors? The Dubulis. Personally, I find, and I don't think it has happened prior to this, but since Chastney assumed office, my view is that family name has been taken into too many circles that are blatantly conflict of interest situations. I do think that they just need to ensure that notwithstanding what the business opportunity is, to exercise a little more caution. I'm not against you all, Dubulis. I'm not. It is just that you'll need to be very, very careful. Folks, we'll take our final break. When we come back, what exactly happened? Did he resign or he did not? I've probably given you the answer. You know why they can't get rid of him. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Celsius and MBC Real FM presents DJ Webby's Country and Western Birthday Bash, happening on Sunday, April 21st at Club Celsius in Groseley. Music by DJ Malin, DJ Timmy, DJ Max, St. Lucia's only female country and western DJ, DJ A, and the Grandmaster of Country, DJ Webby. Kickoff time 7 p.m. onwards. Admission $10. Drinks will be on special all night. Also, door prizes to be won. DJ Webby's Country and Western Birthday Bash. Be there.
Take me to heaven and take me tonight, but whatever you do, baby, don't take your hands off my heart.
You don't have to wait on a sale to get your hardware supply. Essential Hardware gives you year-round deals of up to 20% discount. Visit our newest branch at Rodney Heights in the Alfiona Plaza behind Massey Supermarket. Beautify your home with lawn and garden accessories and hardware. We specialize in budgeting. Introducing our ultra-modern coloring center and expert advice. Decorative wooden and steel doors to suit your contemporary and vintage design. Meridian UPVC window with modern functionality, extended ventilation, removable insect screens, and sash tilting for easy and comfortable cleaning. Richford Bathroom Hardware, completing your bathroom set from fixtures to vanities.
Every day is discount day at Essential Hardware Limited. Come over for all your modern, durable, and cost-effective hardware supply. Essential Hardware Limited is the name you can trust.
I'm first and foremost an artist, and I love to be creative. It's all about the passion. When I first came up with the concept of the Thirsty Parrot at Pigeon Point, my brother told me to check out First National Bank. They help small businesses to start and grow. With the help from First National Bank, I created the Thirsty Parrot. I know that it will become everyone's favorite place. Just like First National Bank, a local place for all.
I've been a client of Dr. Remy since I was 11 years old. That's nearly 30 years ago. I went through a traumatic experience at school. Thanks to Dr. Remy and his staff, I can still see. For this reason, he's the only one I can trust with my daughter Kayla.
With a full complement of ophthalmologists, optometrists, and opticians, the staff at the St. Lucia Eye Center and Family Eye Care are professionally trained to deal with almost any problem related to eye health. Whether it involves fitting the right lenses to frame, treatment and testing, or even surgery, we care about protecting your vision. Call or visit us today in Castries, Rodney Bay, and Viewport. The St. Lucia Eye Center and Family Eye Care. See the difference.
Thanks for staying tuned. Let me say good night to a couple people. Manu, Good night to you, Inspector Emmanuel Grocery Station. Good night to you. My good friend Rick Wade, I understood you in the audience. Good night to you, my dear brother. Good night. I'm coming to you in a bit because I need to make a pronouncement on your credibility. I need to do that because, honestly, Rick, those guys have portrayed you as being one of those who peddle fake news. And I do believe you do this at all. Let me say good night to Yellowbird. Kayo, I understood you said that I said hello to Dax. I didn't shout you, but I know you all are such close lovers. That you all are like Mr. and Mrs. You all don't walk without each other. But good night to you, Kayo. Good night, Ali of Ancillary. Good night to Nigel Sinclair. Danny, good night to you. Melenas Alphonse over in Canada. Good night to you. Zenita St. Helen. Good night to you. Good night to Burton de Turville. Good night to you again, Jenna Charles. Folks, imagine somebody told me I lie, I don't have any recording. Burton, I shouldn't want to house. You that Burton fella. You Ovie police, I joined the force before you, you know. Anyhow, folks, yes. I want to get to Ubaldus' resignation. For those who don't know, on Friday gone, when news of Ubaldus' resignation broke, Shastney was out of state with Stephenson King. At the time, Ezekiel Joseph was acting prime minister. Now, knowing the Ezekiel that I know, he probably asked Ubaldus to resign. But he didn't do it in a friendly manner. Gaza, you have to resign. You have to resign now. You have to resign now. That is Ezekiel for you. Now I can tell you, when Ezekiel is upset, he sounds very, very intimidating. There's no question about that. And things like that will upset him. Ubaldus had then agreed to resign. When he agreed to resign, that very Friday, someone who is authorized to speak on behalf of government called two friendly government houses to apprise them of the latest development. Rick Wayne was called, HTS was called. Rick had already designed the front page of his Star newspaper for the following day, the Saturday. And he had a totally different front page. But obviously, in keeping with the trending news, Rick quickly changed his front page to be in sync with the developing story. So what did he put? Rick had as his front page, he's out. It wasn't even followed by any lengthy piece inside. But you could see it was fitted and fitted properly. Rick has the knack for that, and his ability in that regard cannot be disputed. Could you show us Rick's front page? Right. Could you shrink it a bit? Shrink it a bit so that yeah, right. He's out. Now, Rick did not say he might be out. Rick did not say he's on his way out. Rick said he's out. Now, one thing I can tell you about Rick Wayne, unless he is sure, and I would put my money on Rick's credibility any day, anytime. And I say this, I don't care how anybody feels about it. If Rick has a passion for a point, he'll be labored a point for years. He loves his Greenberg, or Grindberg, whatever you want to call it. He'll be labored that point. That might be his baby. But Rick Wayne, the Rick Wayne that I know, would never, ever put his credibility on the line by being the promoter of any fake news. He is an extremely credible source. But Shastney does not care what he does to the man's paper. Shastney does not care how he affects the man's credibility. He does not care how he affects the credibility of those media houses. He just does what he wants anyway. And the other media house that was called was HTS. And imagine the developing story or breaking news was read by no other than Andre Paul, who is a defender of the government every morning. Day in, day out, Andre Paul is with Russell. I mean, it's there, right? With Russell and Charlie, defending the government. He read the breaking news. Take a listen to Andre, folks.
HDS News Force has just learned of the resignation of a Minister of Government. Preliminary reports indicate that Prime Minister Alan Chasney has accepted the resignation of the Minister for the Public Service, Senator Dr. Eubaldus Raymond. A recent release on social media of an audio allegedly featuring the voice of Dr. Raymond in salacious conversation with a woman went viral. You may recall that Eubaldus Raymond had been involved in an extramarital relationship with an intern who was charged with blackmail. The matter was settled by mediation. Once again, HDS News Force just learning of the resignation of a Minister of Government. Preliminary reports indicate that Prime Minister Alan Chasney has accepted the resignation of the Minister for the Public Service, Senator Dr. Eubaldus Raymond. In a recent release on social media of an audio allegedly featuring the voice of Dr. Raymond in a salacious conversation with a woman went viral. You may recall that Dr. Raymond had been involved in an extramarital affair with an intern who was charged with blackmail. The matter was settled by mediation. This is a developing story, so I'm sure much more in a subsequent newscast.
So, folks, those are two media houses that are close to the government. Is Chasney now accusing those two friendly media houses as spreading fake news? What Chasney ought to have done, and I know that he was spoken to by somebody from the media house before this thing went out. How I know that? That's not your business. You know what the man could have done? Was to say that the man resigned, but Chasney can say, look, he resigned, but I asked him to remain. Say that. At the very least, neither Rick nor HTS would have been discredited in the manner that they have been. But then again, Eubaldus knows too much about WiPay. Because if WiPay and he don't get paid, somebody will pay. So he has to stay. Papa, mama. But I'll tell you what my view is. Guy Joseph is a much greater candidate upon whom a demand for resignation should be imposed. That is my view. If you have to compare what Guy Joseph did and what Eubaldus did, Guy Joseph sinks the scale. That is the degree of seriousness with which we must look at the issuance of that letter. So if you want Eubaldus to resign, Guy Joseph should be fired. My view. Let's take how many calls? 5, 10? 5, very quickly. It's already 10 to have passed. I've passed my allotted time by 50 minutes, but I know you guys are anxious. And I want you to line up that tune for me again. Only the poor man I feel it. Because only poor people feel it in this good country of ours. We have a call on the line, don't we?
My brother, how are you?
I'm blessed, thank God.
I hear you calling for Guy Joseph to resign, but I really believe Alan Chasney needs to resign. And I think the people of St. Lucia need to unite, walk the streets of Castries, not for one day, until Alan Chasney, corrupt Alan Chasney, resigns. And he's corrupt. And you're right, the Dubele family, I know them very well, they're reputable people until they got messed up by this fool of a prime minister. Richard, we need to walk the streets until Alan resigns. Thank you very much, my brother.
Thank you, thank you. I mean, I will still hold that the Dubeles are reputable people. I will still hold that. But they got involved in this web. And folks, it's too glaring. The situations of conflict of interest are too glaring for comfort. We have another call. Good night. Can I help you?
Ricky.
Hey.
That's the same person again. Let me tell you that.
Yes.
When I heard the news, I told my friends at Constitution Park, that thing do not hold water.
Yes.
Secondly, I told Timothy Polio today, Chasney says he's going to investigate. And I told Timothy that anything Chasney will say, you have to take it with a grain of salt.
Indeed.
Yeah. Now I'm telling you now, St. Lucian, most St. Lucians are a bunch of condoners and not condemners. If they were condemners, Chasney would have gone leave government long. But because they are a set of condoners, Chasney is going nowhere, not until election is called.
Okay.
That's all what I could say to you, my friend. Sorry.
All right.
To say that, but that's true. Thank you.
All right. That is true, you know. It's like we are too much of a passive people. I mean, the evidence is there, and that is why, you know, when I hear Bowtie Man talking a whole load of crap, you know, you take a document and substantiate whatever you say. I can go on and show documents of everything I say. And that is how it's done. You don't just repeat what you want or try to impose your trend of thought on people. Let them be convinced by what you show them. We have another caller. Good night. Can I help you?
Yeah, good night, Consul.
Good night, my brother.
Yes, my brother. As the late Fox Burnham would say, it is elusively clear. And Consul, going through, I need to say again, I'm not being repetitious. You are being vindicated. You has gone on a limbed concern. And you said to St. Lucians that Guy Joseph and Alan Chasney, that combination was lethal. And true to that, the rest is history. When the last Prime Minister, he probably did not go into details. He said it was an election. Even me myself never considered what it was. It was elections between the Chasneys and the St. Lucia Labour Party. And today, Consul, you have said many things about Guy Joseph. And Guy Joseph seems to be as though he's the beacon of our politics. And it shows how passive St. Lucians have been. And time will not permit me to continue, Consul. But it is frightening, and that is corruption. And I could not live tonight to say that, I mean, Rick Wayne stands a head and shoulders above all. He's 32 years as a publisher of The Star. He has broken many of stories, and we all know that he has had a career of having it done with prime ministers. But I think this last episode epitomized the
problems in which we are.
Deceitfulness of Alan Chasney, and he would do anything because he believed that we are mendicants and we are jackasses, and that epitomizes how deceitful Alan Chasney is. And I am asking St. Lucians that they did not, the cabinet of ministers who was enablers, the vote of no confidence, that they did not do it. I believe right now that King, as weak as he has been, should step up, and I am asking for Alan Chasney to resign and Guy Joseph. You balders, I am not the word to judge you balders, because I am not in that selective morality. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I got a message. We'll take about 5 more calls. I got a message from somebody, and I want to share it with viewers. Well. After hearing all you said about Ubalda's setup and realizing how excellent you are at research, I strongly believe that you need to be knighted. Wow, I'm flattered. No one can test you but God. You have everything it takes to be Prime Minister of this country. I am extremely serious about this. Sir Richard Frederick, you are really the boss. Keep up the excellent job you're doing. We are praying for you. In that regard, folks, I must say I got some assistance from persons some reporters. I asked them to do little bits and pieces of research for me. And Father Goodman, that is why I've been absent from church. That is why I've been absent from the men's retreat for the week. I have to balance doing what I am doing on behalf of country, but I'm not compromising my faith. I do believe in my God, and I want to restore my ability to find myself in church and at those relevant things on probably more frequently, but that is how it is. Everybody's telling me that I need to be careful. Those people are nasty people. Really and truly, God is the one I look towards the guidance. He has sent me to do a job, and I will not stop until the Almighty decides that, Richard, we want you to stop, and we want you to stop now. So, yes, I was saying that some reporters assisted, some people at Choice. We had Janika Simon, who did such a wonderful job in her reporting. Her skill is, is just unremarkable. There were others, Miguel Favre, who does the little bits and pieces. Some of the guys, they go a little more in-depth than others. And I just wish that at one of those sessions with the journalists, even if I did not go to a school for journalism or of a journalist, I believe that being a young police officer from the age of 17 and then a lawyer thereafter, my investigative skill is beyond repute. So I do know I can do well. Tracy, good night to you. We have a caller. Good night. Can I help you?
Hello.
Hello.
Fellow.
Hey.
Good night, buddy. Fellow.
Yes.
It's time for St. Lucians to just give up.
Give up what?
Give up on that government.
Okay.
Give up on that government. That government is corrupt. Fully corrupt. There's no doubt about it. And St. Lucia is selling out undercover.
Yes, indeed.
We have a hospital that a man can finish it and going all out and giving money and doing all kind of things. People are dying every single day. Huh? Come on, Pedro.
Yes.
Let's check the street, man.
Yes.
Mondaji. I call on the opposition leaders. Let's join up together and let's do what we have to do now.
Yes,
I call on civil servants. Let's shut down the damn country now. I think it needs shutting down now. Enough is enough. Let's do what we have to do now.
Yes.
We have to do what we have to do now. Come on. First time in history, something like ever happened in St. Lucia. First time in history. Kenya had won them. The worst thing to do is to put Chasna into power. Look it.
All right.
They was blaming Kenya all the time. Look it. It's there on the bed now.
Okay. All right, caller. Let's take two more calls, before we play our tune. I got something here. They were saying, okay, we have another call. Good night. Can I help you?
Good night, my brother.
Good night, my brother.
My brother, tonight, not only your pronouncements tonight, it is listening to the budget, feeling myself, feeling St. Lucians. I think the last caller said to shut down the country. I want to just say, enough is enough. Dear God, put a helping hand. And the people of St. Lucia, if you're a real Christian community, if you're as serious of nationhood, I think the time is now to halt this mess that we are in. Because, Brother Richards, we're only speaking about two tonight. But I want to send a message to the person who had said, you pay for the first time. My friend, my dear good friend, Stevenson King. I think it is time that you show St. Lucians that you are a true St. Lucian. You lead the fort. You take those people out of
bondage.
Take us out of the calamity that we are in. You can do it. I called you out very early. I called out all the senior members of Parliament on the United Workers' Party out very early. I call on you all tonight again. Do what is right before right do to you. My brother.
Thank you.
Continue. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, we'll take 2 more calls before we play our tune. Mr. Frederick, I don't think the government is corrupt. I believe and a person speaks to 3 different people who are destroying the entire party. Well, I don't know. Richard, the amount of information you downloaded on us tonight is almost a gorget. Keep up the good work. That person is from Brooklyn. Brooklyn people, especially those on Eastern Parkway, are part of your weekly class. Don't forget us. Traveling Mercies, please and thanks. So those people on Eastern Parkway, New York, good night to you. We'll take this call. Good night. Can I help you?
Hello?
Hello?
Good night.
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes, Mr. Richard Frederick, man. Tonight, boy, you're firing on all 6 cylinders, man.
No, on 60.
You're on all 6 cylinders, on all 16.
60, I said it 10 times.
60?
That. Yeah.
That's even more appropriate. Man, oh man, oh man. The thing about your program, you get me vexed I get vexed through listening to the appalling reality in this country. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's not you getting me vexed, but by bringing it out. But the thing is, man, how many people are getting as vexed? I need to get vexed, got to get angry and say, this is my country. You know this thing that Timothy Puglio has in his new thing on Real FM?
Yes.
Before he starts the news spin at the end of it.
Yes.
That appeals to me. That came out of a documentary that I had. I think I know where this thing came from. But listen, Mr. Frederick, you definitely you are waiting to happen. Prime Minister, that'll probably be the best Prime Minister we've ever seen since independence.
If I'm Prime Minister, I'll be the best one.
Well, I'm sorry.
What did you say? I'll be the best one since independence.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, you definitely are showing the country that you're a politician of integrity, despite the sort of dreadful reputation you had in the good old days of,
No. The propaganda that was being spread over my name.
Well, that's the problem. That's the nature of the divide and rule politics that we have in this country. And it's unfortunate. This is why I'm looking to you. But when you become Prime Minister, that you look at tweaking the colonial-based constitution and make it more relevant, make it impossible for this kind of corruption to happen, and we have to wait on an entire 5 years again for it to happen. And in the meantime, they would have ripped the country completely apart. You would have drained the country. The country would have probably no longer belong to us anymore, because you would have all foreigners and foreign banks and foreign governments, millions and millions and billions of dollars that we cannot pay. The whole country is going to lose. Okay?
Yes.
Hello?
Man. Yeah, I'm there.
It's a very frightening thing, and I am ready to stick my neck out. God is in charge. I am willing to stand shoulder to shoulder, if you have any opportunity I get, to see that we get this country back. It belongs to me, it belongs to my blood, it belongs to my ancestry, it belongs to I come from the original Carib people that the Europeans came to find and mix with some African blood. You know what I mean?
Okay.
This country belongs to me. I was not brought here on a slave ship. Nor with my ancestry, even my African ancestry. They came here not as slaves, by the way. And then I came from them and a little French blood as well. So I'm not going to see this country just spill away. And I have a number of children. I want my children and my children's children to enjoy the country after our parents. So I'm willing to do what needs to be done to get this country belonging to us once and for all. By any means
necessary. Thank you. All right, before I take one more call, let me just say good night to a couple of people. Tracy of Tiles Plus, good night to you. Sergeant Felix, good night. Cynthia, good night to you. Good night to Minerva of Grand Riviere. Rismond Clary, good night to you. Good night to John Daniel. I know you are at men's retreat tonight, John. You should make an excuse for me. Good night to Annie Nicholas. Good night to Galba in Soufre Posh. Good night to you, Leedy in Canaries. Lionai, good night to you. We're taking our final call before we play Only the Poor Man I Feel It. You are our final caller. Good night. Can I help you? Oh, we lost that caller. Apparently the person credit ran out. Oh my God, that's not nice. Trevor Donnelly, good night to you. We have another caller. Good night.
Hello?
Yeah, good night. Can you turn down the volume of your radio or television,
Hello,
please?
good night.
Yes? Yeah, good night.
Yeah. Hello?
Yes, good night.
Yes. Good night, Mr. Richard.
Good night to you.
I was following your show and I find you had a good show tonight.
Thank you very much.
But what I could tell you, let not your heart be troubled. He that believes in God, anything that comes your way, remember, God is always there with you.
Indeed.
10,000 shall fall on your right hand and 10,000 on your left hand. But they shall not come near you at all because you're doing something good for the country.
Thank you.
But keep up the good work, Mr. Richard.
Thank you very much.
Night.
Thank you. Lydia Octave, good night to you. Could you play this song for me? Only the Poor Man I Feel It. I'm getting a lot of messages, very, very flattering messages. Folks, I just wish that there were another 2 or 3 Richard Fredericks out there so that we can combine our efforts, because at the end of the day, this country belongs to all of us. Ted King, good night to you. This country belongs to all of us. This country does not belong to the elite. This country belongs to all of us, our ancestors who toiled, who fought, who ensured that we came out of bondage. But as far as I see, we are regressing. We are going back right where we came from. And unless we stand for ourselves, unless we unite and hold each other's hands, we are sure to go down. Could you play this tune for me, please? Please.
Got to find a solution to this pollution. Oh, oh, oh. Got to find a solution to this pollution. Yeah. Got to find a solution to this pollution. Oh, gotta find a solution to this pollution. The poor man I feel it. Oh, the poor man I feel it. Yeah. The poor man I feel it. Oh, the poor man feel it. Yeah. Gas gone up, bus fare gone up, rent gone up, phone bill gone up, light bill gone up, tax gone up, car parts gone up, and we can't take this bus anymore. And there has got to be a solution to this pollution. Yeah, gotta find a solution to this pollution. They're growing, gotta find a solution to this pollution. Whoa, 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 whoa. Gotta find a solution to this pollution. Only the poor man I feel, yeah. The poor man I feel, oh, the poor man feels, I know. Only him feels, yeah. Time gone up, scallion gone up, onion gone up, red beans gone up, black pepper gone up, chicken gone up, and the parents them angry, cause the picnic them hungry, and there has got to be a solution to this here pollution right now. Yeah. Got to find a solution to this pollution. Promises won't help. You got to find a solution to this pollution. We've been waiting for a solution to this pollution. Only the poor man I feel it, yeah. Only them I feel it, oh. Only the poor man
Oh Lord, Pelina said, Pelina, you're really troublesome. I said men will always be men. Pelina said men will always be shaking my head sigh. Good night, Coco. Good night, Pelina. You know, I was speaking in the context of what's going on here now. Tomorrow is my godson's birthday, Jaron Reno. Good night to you. To my happy 17th birthday in advance. Tomorrow is your birthday. I want to say good night to Greg. Good night to Greg. Good night to Carlton in Canada. Good night to you. Good night to everybody who has been watching the show. All of those who sent me Gregor Stanislas, very good night to you. Irvin in Georgeville, good night to you. Irvin, I'm sure you have not seen me in church, and I know you're probably asking what's wrong with Richard, but don't worry, I will be back in church. Petra, working at the Castries City Council, City Police, good night to you. Good night, like I said, to everybody who has been watching. Thanks for watching. I'll be here next Thursday, God willing. We've got at my side and in my pocket and everywhere, covered with the blood of Jesus from top of my head to the soles of my feet. I know I will be okay. Folks, as I've always said, if God has blessed you, no one can curse you. Live clean, because what you sow, you are bound to reap. I'm Richard Frederick. I'm out of here. See you next Thursday, God willing. Bye.
Celsius and MBC Real FM presents DJ